Are you struggling to debug your serverless application with multiple API gateways? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to manage multiple API gateways using the serverless framework and the Serverless Offline plugin. I totally get it. When you're working with multiple services, it can feel overwhelming trying to keep everything organized and running smoothly. Many developers face this challenge, and it can really slow down your workflow. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, should I run serverless offline for every service with a different port configured in each YAML file and hardcode that port in the environment variables? Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the deal with multiple API gateways? When you have several services, each with its own API, managing them can get tricky. Understanding how to configure them properly is essential for a smooth development experience. And stick around. I have a great tip at the end that will simplify your serverless development process even further. To handle multiple API gateways with the Serverless Offline plugin, the user should first configure each service to run on a different port. This can be done by specifying the port in each service's configuration file. Next, the user should ensure that the environment variables are set correctly. This means hard-coding the port numbers in the environment variables for each service, allowing access when the application is running offline. Now, the user can run the Serverless Offline command for each service. This will start each service on its designated port, allowing them to run simultaneously without conflicts. Finally, the user should test the services to ensure they are accessible. This can be done by sending requests to the respective ports using a browser or a tool like Postman. Fun fact, the serverless framework was created to help developers focus on writing code instead of managing infrastructure. It's like having a personal assistant for your cloud services. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. To run multiple serverless API gateways locally, you can use the -port parameter. Open two command line windows. In the first window, navigate to your first service directory and run SLS offline start port 301. In the second window, go to your second service and run SLS offline start port 302. This allows both services to listen on different ports. However, if you're using the Serverless DynamoDB local plugin, there's a catch. This plugin also uses the -port parameter, which can lead to a port conflict. To avoid this, keep the Serverless DynamoDB local plugin enabled in only one service. For example, configure it in MyService1 and remove it from MyService2. Let's move forward and look at another answer. One alternative approach is to create a separate service that consolidates all functions from your other services. This way, you can manage multiple API gateways more efficiently. Additionally, the user has developed a script to generate the offline serverless.yml configuration automatically. You can find this script at the provided GitHub link. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative solution is to use the SLS Multi-Gateways package. This tool simulates AWS API gateway mappings in your local environment. With this package, you can run multiple API gateways on a single port. It forwards requests to different services based on the base paths you configure. For example, if you have an authentication service and a product service, you can set different base paths. Requests to localhost 3000/auth will go to the auth service, while requests to localhost 3000/products will go to the product service. Here's the tip I promised. Consider using a tool like AWS SAM or LocalStack for local development. They can help streamline your workflow and make managing multiple services a breeze. And there you have it. You now know how to handle multiple API gateways with ease. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button for more tips, and don't forget to check out our next video for even more serverless secrets.